Hello everybody, this is Ryan from Wad Figs with a very unexpected special video for you. And it's sort of a pickups video because I happen to get the Sergeant Slaughter Legends figure and the Trish Stratus Legends figure. And we're going to be reviewing all 4 Hall of Fame Target exclusive Elite figures. It's going to be a lengthy video, but I promise you're going to enjoy it, so let's go ahead and get into the review. The first figure we're going to be taking a look at is Trish Stratus. Honestly, I wasn't looking forward to picking up this figure. I didn't think I was going to get it at all, and it is 1 per case. I actually had to have the guy at Target scan the CPU code that I pulled up on my phone, and luckily they had it in stock. So I thought with the extra cash, why not pick it up to complete the set. The one accessory Trish comes with is the Women's Championship. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at that. And I really do like the Women's Championship. This is my first time actually owning one. And I've got to say, it does look pretty good. It has the old WWF or WWE logo on it, which is cool, and there's a lot of cool texture work done on the actual strap, and I'm glad they captured the little side plate of licensing. That's cool. And this belt is relatively small compared to the other figures. It straps on very easily, and it's also very interesting to note it's a little big on Trish. Speaking of Trish, let's go ahead and take a look at her face cam. And honestly, this isn't the best Trish Stratus face cam. I know this is the same one they used from the Elite 24, except it has brunette hair. But it's, I think it's good for what it is, honestly. I think the makeup is a little sloppy, and the eyeliner doesn't look that good, and it looks like a much younger Trish than what she looked like at WrestleMania 27, but she has her hair going all the way down, which does hinder a little bit of articulation. Now getting on to her top. Pretty cool silver design trimming around all the edges, and if you didn't know, like I found out a little while ago, the hair is actually blocking a logo that says brunette, and I don't know what that other word says. If you know what it says, let me know. And going down to her arms, she does have black fingerless gloves, wristband on her right forearm, as well as another glove. Getting onto the belt now. She does have a studded belt design, which is cool, goes all the way around. And on the back, I think that says a B, I'm not sure. But she's got that silver trim design going around. I actually really like that design, looks really cool. It's almost like if Seth Rollins was a girl, what he would wear. All the way down, she's got long black tights, leading down to some nice kick pads. I guess we can now go into articulation a little bit. It's very interesting articulation. The head does rotate 360 if you want it to, but the hair does hinge the articulation. The arms can rotate 360 and also come out. Mine's a little stiff. She does have an upper arm rotation, a single bend in the elbow, which really can't bend that much, and also rotates at the wrist. I warn you with Divas figures, do not try to pivot it in and out because it will snap very easily, and I'm not sure why that's the case with Divas figures. The ab crunch, not really much. It's loose, but it can just move like this and then also go side to side a little bit and twirl around. I don't get why they can't just add a full-on ab crunch. I think it would still look good on the Divas figures. She does have waist articulations. Her leg can come up about this far and then to the side this much, so a good amount for Divas figures. Upper thigh swivel, a single bend in the knee, which for an Elite figure is pretty weak. They took the double jointed knee off the Page figure, which is disappointing. So, not sure what we're going to do about that. Rotates at the top of the kick pad, and can rotate at the foot back and forth. Overall, the Trish Stratus figure is pretty good. I like the women's title. I'm not sure if we were craving a Trish Stratus from WrestleMania 27, But for what it's worth, I like it. Maybe it would have been cool had they put another flashback instead of this Trish, just because I think this may have been a little bit unnecessary, and it's honestly not the best Trish Stratus figure they could have put out. So with a disappointing score of 6.5 out of 10, I would not suggest that you pick up this figure unless you're a Divas collector. But now let's move on to another figure. I actually just realized I forgot to mention I had already reviewed this Ultimate Warrior, so I'm not going to go into it a lot. I will give some final points on it and what I think of it. The title belt is probably my favorite title belt Mattel has actually put out. It is really awesome, loaded with detail. I love the blue strap. The Winged Eagle title is an awesome design. I like the color scheme on the Warrior. It is really cool. All the way down to the back. Articulation is perfectly fine. This is probably my favorite Warrior figure they have made, besides the Defining Moments, which I used to have. I also want to mention that this figure is a must-have, and pick it up if you see it. It is worth all $19 of the Hall of Fame Elite exclusives. And the next figure we're going to be looking at is the Steve Austin figure. And I've got to admit, this is the one I was easily most excited for, as I think everybody else was. This actual mold with the jeans is from the canceled Legends 7 line that they were scheduled to release, but they canceled the Legends line, so it didn't come out. And it looked really awesome, and it's been about, I think, 3 years, maybe 2, since we've been waiting for this. But nonetheless, we finally got it, and we'll take a look at its accessories now. And the first accessory, which is on the figure, is the What t-shirt. This is rubber, if you weren't disappointed. The Legends one did come with a cloth What t-shirt like this, and it looked really badass, but sadly, cloth does cost a lot, so they've reduced it, and they're now sticking with the rubber. Pretty cool design. I like the skull at the bottom. Just a trademark Steve Austin shirt, which is cool. So let's go ahead and take that off and take a look at the other accessory, which is the vest that he comes with. Be careful when you're putting this on, you don't want to snap the arm pegs. And so this is the vest he wore in his last match against The Rock. On the side it says SCSA for Stone Cold Steve Austin. Really cool designs with the bullet shots in it. There's a skull on his upper left shoulder, and then it says OMR on the side, which stands for one more round. And on the back, sorry for dropping him, it says bulletproof with a skull in the middle. And this is probably my favorite Steve Austin vest they've put out. It is really badass. I like the bullet shots design all over it. It looks really cool, and didn't disappoint it at all. It looked awesome at Ringside Fest, and I'm glad they were able to deliver on that, honestly. So let's go ahead and take it off. Once again, just be very careful. You don't want to snap the arm peg. And let's look at the face cam. So this Steve Austin face scan is, I believe, the same one they've really been using for most of his figures. It's interesting to know he doesn't have any eyebrows. He's got a pretty blank expression. I would have hoped they went with something a little more, you know, something screaming or a little more interesting for this Hall of Fame figure. He's got his signature goatee. A little lighter than it really is in real life, but not that big of a deal. Moving on. No wrist tape or anything. The Legends figure did come with white wrist tape. Down to the jeans, which are probably the coolest part of the figure. The short jeans look absolutely amazing. I love this on Austin. It looks badass. And they've got the cool little pocket design on both ends of the legs. Down, he's got knee braces with open-faced knee pads, which is awesome. Doesn't hinder articulation at all. He's got his Texas tattoo down over here, and as well as some short boots. Articulation, standard from the torso up. We can look at the legs. His legs don't go out that much, or forward that much, or out really, which is a little bit disappointing. He does not have a upper thigh swivel, but instead, I guess, a lower thigh swivel right where the jeans end. And I actually didn't know that before I picked up the figure, so that's very interesting to note. He does have a double bend in the knee, which isn't hinged by the open-faced knee pad or the knee brace. And then he does rotate at the top of the boot, and as well as can rock at the boot. For some reason, they are frozen, the back and forth, but that is not that big of a deal. We'll put his vest back on. If you are a fan of Steve Austin, you have to get this figure. But if you collect figures, you still should get this figure. This Steve Austin is really, really awesome. It is a must-have, and it does stand out in your collection, which is really cool. And I would pick this up before it gets pretty expensive in the future, which I think it will. Overall, I'm going to give this figure a 9 out of 10. No real flaws, really, minus the leg articulation. Like I said, it is a must-get. So you really want to knock down my camera when I'm finishing up the review? Really? Really, Steve? Yeah, that's right. Be face down against the mat. I swear you mess up all my reviews, God. Now on to the last figure of the set, and it is, of course, Sergeant Slaughter. Before I get into reviewing the figure, I just want to, mention, this figure is really freaking awesome. It just looks so badass, and I really wasn't expecting that, to be honest with you. It wasn't until I saw the pictures in box that I think I really wanted it. But I think I may have wanted this more than Stone Cold up until recently. But let's go ahead and take a look at the accessories. One of them being his military hat, which is pretty cool. They have a lot of cool detail in the wrinkles and stuff. Now on to the glasses. If I'm not correct, which I don't think I am, but these are the same ones that are coming with the Elite 33 Blutista. And then he's got his whistle, which has a lot of surprising detail on it. If I can try to focus in on it. A lot of detail on it. Looks really cool. Really cool accessory to come with Sergeant Slaughter. And now we can take a look at the face scan. And this Slaughter face scan is really, really good. I think they absolutely nailed the likeness. All the way down to the hair and the mustache. It looks really badass. The mustache actually looks really funny. I always thought that looks goofy. Sort of looks like he has boogers running down his nose. But that was just the signature Slaughter look. And he's got a really cool facial expression on him. A really angry, mean facial expression. They need to make more Mattel face scans that aren't just blank and have meaning to them and aren't, they don't look like statues. Down to the hair, you can see the receding hair. A lot of cool detail on it. Looks really, really amazing. Same on the back. A lot of texture work on this figure, which is very, very cool to notice. Getting down, he has an undershirt, which is camo, and it looks really, really cool, and over it is his black singlet. The camo does go down to the upper arms, which leads down to some black wrist tape on both arms. Down, he has a white belt, which goes all the way around, which leads to some more of his singlet down to his boots, which are a dark greenish yellow color, a military color, with black laces, and it does have a black, I guess, line at the back of the boot. Let's zoom out of it now. Let's put all of Sarge's accessories on. Let's put on the glasses. Really like the glasses. And the hat. And overall, this Sergeant Slaughter figure is really, really awesome. If you see this, you have to pick it up. There are no paint marks on mine whatsoever. Articulation, we're not going to really go over because it's standard. And honestly, this figure is a perfect 10 out of 10. You have to get this. I repeat, you have to get this if you see it. I believe this is 1 per case or 2 per case, so good luck finding it. But now let's just wrap up this review and give my final thoughts. Thank you guys for watching my review of all 4 of these Hall of Fame Target exclusive figures. Now I think it's time to choose which one of these are my favorite. I don't think it's going to be Trish, so let's put her out of the Cobra clutch now. She can go down. Sadly, it's not going to be Ultimate Warrior. And now the question is, which one of these is my favorite? It's gotta be Sergeant Slaughter. Easily. This figure is so badass. It captures Sergeant Slaughter so well. The detail in this figure is immaculate. Absolutely no paint flaws whatsoever. And just an awesome figure. And now he wants to fall down. Really? Do you all want to mess up my review? Ah, forget it. You guys know the drill by now, don't you? Drive safe.